Roblox is removing this type of game and replacing it with something else. Roblox is releasing a new way to make money on the platform. A country has just passed a law that will make it impossible to play certain Roblox games in that country, and a little bit more other stuff I want to talk about today after I also ask you to subscribe, because if you clicked on this video and you were already subscribed, I genuinely thank you from the bottom of my heart. Regardless, like the video, and let's talk about the first story, which just happens to be one that literally nobody cares about. On everyone's soul, nobody cares about this, but it's worth talking about, I guess, because yesterday, Saturday, another world record was broken. It happens dang near every Saturday at this point, maybe every other Saturday, but here's the tweet, or one of them, from the Portuguese Roblox news account that says, Steal a Brainrot has just become the first online game in history to have 25 million simultaneous players. Because yeah, yesterday on Saturday they released an update that I guess was a big deal. I don't know, they got 6-7 in the background. Bro, what is going on? Regardless, I've seen so many tweets just quoting this or replying to it saying that it doesn't deserve it and that it sucks, because that kind of like always happens whenever Grow a Garden or Steal a Brainrot breaks a world record. People just get mad because it's a very, very popular game, and in Steal a Brainrot's case, it's a game about brain rot, so people are just genuinely not happy when they see it succeeding. And do I agree with those people? I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I guess it's not the developer's fault that it's so popular, to be honest, or maybe it is. I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys hate this game or do you love it? I don't know, but I've seen a lot of people hating it on Twitter specifically. Regardless, we can now move on to the next story, which just happens to be Booshat. So if you guys don't know who Booshat is, very, very popular YouTuber, has like 70 channels, very, very cool YouTuber, and apparently there is a very weird thing happening with Booshat where he cannot make any more YouTube channels, like at all, which for some reason in 2025 there's like this meta right now of people having like 10 different YouTube channels. I don't get it, but a lot of people do it, and it seems like that's what Booshat's kind of trying to do. He's trying to make another channel, and YouTube keeps banning it, as you can see here. Here's this tweet that says, "Thank you for denying every appeal I've made in the past 2 months, YouTube. Awesome. I love getting punished for something that wasn't my fault, and now I can't make any other channels in the future because of YouTube's TOS. I have never felt more screwed over." With a screenshot showing off that his YouTube account named Booshat World was completely terminated off of YouTube. And if you're curious as to why, I was too. So I looked further down in the tweet, and I kind of realized what's happening here. Basically, months ago, or maybe just 1 month ago, Booshat actually got hacked on this YouTube channel. As you can see, here's the original tweet about it, saying, "One of my channels got hacked a few weeks ago because an email that had access to the channel was hacked." With a screenshot showing off a live stream that's talking about, you know, crypto and stuff, stuff like that. The typical stuff that happens whenever a YouTuber gets hacked. But yeah, usually when this happens to people, they kind of get their stuff back pretty dang fast. I mean, this is an exploit slash hack that has been happening on YouTube for many, many years now, and I feel like YouTube has kind of gotten a hold of it, but it seems like maybe they haven't in Booshat's case, because over the past 2 months, he has not gotten his channel back, and he is also not able to make any new accounts because the account is still terminated. And once you are terminated on YouTube, you are not able to make any more new accounts. So yeah, very weird stuff that's happening. Don't know why this is a thing, but it is kind of sad. Booshat cannot make new channels, and one of his channels is still terminated unfairly. Very bad stuff. I don't know. Regardless, though, we can now move on to the updates, the plethora of updates that have happened that are all good and maybe a little bad. So let's talk about the first one that has had one of the most visceral reactions, I think, because over the past couple days, Roblox has been rolling out a brand new UI for Roblox Studio, and I don't think people are happy. So basically this UI rolled out, I think, like a couple months ago, but then it got unrolled out very swiftly after because people were like really, really complaining about it. Like, here's just one tweet from back when it initially rolled out for like the first time that says, "The new Roblox Studio UI update is garbage, bruh." But yeah, soon after May 2nd or whenever it initially got rolled out, it got unrolled out, but it seems like as of a couple days ago, it is officially fully rolled out, and it is like unreversible now. And now there's even more people tweeting about it, saying this new Roblox Studio UI is actually so bad, with 500 likes, so people are not happy. There's just so many tweets, bro. If you search up Roblox Studio UI on Twitter, there is so many posts. The new Studio UI is so half-baked that I can't see render/summary on render stuff, and you can't even test different device resolutions for UI stuff. Yeah, it's not good, guys. It's not good. I've also used it myself, and bro, it is just not the best. It feels like there's a lot of buttons and stuff that are missing, but I don't think they actually are. It's just they're just renamed, or they just don't look like the old buttons. So it's just like super duper confusing. Here's another tweet that says, "In my opinion, Roblox should keep the basic UI. They've moved the toolbox toolbox and explore button for no reason. Here's another tweet that says, I hate the new Roblox Studio update. This tiny arrow is the hardest thing to click ever. Yeah, people are not happy with this new update. It doesn't look very good, and people are very, very mad. Like, they really don't like it. And as someone who has actually used the new UI, I kind of agree, bro. It is kind of abysmal. Maybe it's just because I was so used to the old one, but as I said before, it feels like there's some buttons that are straight up missing, bro. But yeah, regardless, that's what's going on with the Roblox Studio update / revamp. People are not happy, and it looks kind of bad. So yeah, let's move on to the next update. That is maybe a bit more positive. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it's positive depending on how you look at it, I guess. And it's actually a news story about a country that has now passed a law that will make it so that this country cannot play certain games on Roblox. I personally think this is a good thing, so let's talk about it. Because as you can see, it says President Lula has just signed the law that prohibits loot boxes in games for people under 18 in Brazil. Now, it says here that the law will take effect starting in March 2026, and it will actually affect Roblox. Now, again, this doesn't mean anything in regards to like Roblox being banned in Brazil. It just means that games with loot boxes on Roblox will either not be playable at all in Brazil, or if the specific game developer made their game compliant, it'll basically just mean that you won't be able to open the loot boxes, but you'll still be able to play the said games. Like, here's a tweet from Asimo, for example, talking about when the UK banned loot boxes. This doesn't mean that Roblox is going to get banned in this country or anything. It just means that a lot of games may or may not get banned in that country specifically, which is unfortunate, but also it's at the same time not a big deal. And honestly, it is kind of a positive thing. I mean, most people don't like loot boxes, and frankly, I don't think this is going to have a hugely negative effect on the platform. Now, looking in the comments, there is a lot of people reacting somewhat negatively to it, but there's also a lot of people reacting positively to it as well. And there's a lot of posts actually saying stuff like this, like, Lula getting it right, impossible. Kind of just saying, like, this president, I guess, finally did something that's good, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, find that kind of cool, and I think this is a positive thing, surprisingly. Even though it has to do with a country banning certain games on Roblox, it's a good thing. But now, without further ado, we can move on to another good story, which just happens to be a update that could potentially maybe make you rich, I guess. So let's talk about it. Roblox News tweeted out, within the next few weeks, Roblox creators will be able to sell models for real-world currency on the creator store, with a picture showing off that, yes, if you try and get some models on the Creator Hub, soon they will be able to have a price tag for real-world money. Now, I'm not sure if you could sell models for Robux before. I'm pretty sure you couldn't have, but maybe you could have. I'm not sure. And regardless, this update is huge because it just adds a whole new venue for people to make real money. And it also makes Roblox like a complete competitor to other game development softwares like Unity and whatnot, because those other game development softwares have these types of like asset sharing websites that you can like sell stuff on. And Roblox never has had that, I guess. It's always just been like sharing models for free, not for money. You kind of have to go like off site for stuff like that. But now you can straight up just sell stuff on Roblox, and it's kind of cool. But here's the bad part about it, and it's that Roblox generally doesn't have the best moderation when it comes to models on the toolbox. Like, there is so much stolen content on the toolbox, it's insane. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of people who maybe just buy these items and then re-upload them for free or something like that, which is going to suck. Or alternatively, people could just steal these items and models from other games that have them in it with exploits, which is like very, very common. But I mean, I guess there is some extra information here in the replies that maybe could prevent a lot of stuff like stealing, because it says, first, you must opt into the asset privacy beta before importing models in order to properly restrict access to your model's dependency. Is interesting. I don't really know what that means, but I guess it's important. And then it goes on to say, then you must start the onboarding process to become a seller. So I guess you have to apply. And then it says, finally, you can sign up and gain early access to model monetization. Roblox will begin adding new signups daily starting today with a survey link to, I guess, sign up to sell models. Very, 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 very interesting stuff. I'm very interested to see what comes out of this. Very cool stuff. And regardless, we can now move on to the next and the last story, which is one that doesn't really have anybody talking about it yet. But a whole month ago, Roblox tweeted this out saying, starting today, users under 18 will no longer see search results or recommendations for experiences with restricted content maturity labels. Now, in the dev forum post here, they also talk about a couple of other things, such as how they are going to remove 17 plus Roblox games and replace them with games that require you to be 2018. Now, this was all an update that was announced as coming soon, but it seems like the update is potentially finally here, because yesterday in my recommendations, I actually started getting some 17 plus Roblox games that have actually been renamed to not be 17 plus anymore. And actually going to some of them on Roblox, such as Mic Up, you will see that it is no longer a 17 plus game, which is super interesting. It seems like Roblox has finally rolled out that update that a lot of people were actually pretty happy with from what I remember. I mean, let's look at the replies in the Bloxy News tweet. Yeah, there's some people saying stuff like, why wasn't it already this way? Now, there was a lot of backlash when Roblox did announce this update for a plethora of reasons. Like, a lot of people seem to think that these game labels were going to allow people to put like bad stuff in the games when that's just not true and not how it works. But yeah, I mean, looking back at the comments on this, you can see a couple of people actually being pretty happy with this update. They say stuff like finally and thank goodness. Yeah, regardless, this update that was announced a month ago is seemingly finally rolling out, and it's interesting, man. What do you guys think? Okay, I actually lied because this is the last story, and it's because in 2 days, Roblox will officially be rolling out an update that will make millions of Roblox games private for no reason. Now, this is the update. I talked about it around a month ago, and it's basically that Roblox is going to soon require you to actually answer the questionnaire to get your game published on Roblox. What the questionnaire is it's a little quiz that you have to fill out as a developer to give your game an age rating. Now, the problem with that is that a lot of games on Roblox have been abandoned over the years, whether it's because people lose their accounts or the people just don't play Roblox anymore. There is millions of games and so much history on Roblox that is not able to abide by this rule that will be privated and lost with this update. One of my favorite games, Roulette Saloon, is actually going to be heavily affected by this update, because what this game is you join it and it'll find a random game from 2008 to 2014, and it'll actually let you teleport to it and just explore it. It's a really cool idea and I love it. It's one of my favorite games ever. And sadly, this game is no longer going to work at all after September 30th in 2 days. Now, Roblox has said in their multiple dev forum posts about this update that they will be trying to preserve old Roblox and Roblox history, but honestly, bro, there has been so many updates Roblox has released that have just not done what they've said they were going to. You know what I mean? Like, I have very low hopes for this update, but it's happening in 2 days and there's nothing we can do except for wait and really just see how bad it is when it happens. But honestly, I'm really sad. What do you guys think?